Mexico traffic, Spermo 750 Zulu Whiskey is going to be back taxiing 436 Mexico.
Yeah, we're on a spring day here, and this is the week before Sun and Fun as we get ready to do our Sun and Fun preview video. So we're here in our CH 750 Cruzer on a spring day. Like Roger was mentioning, you know, the wind changes all the time out here, and we're using runway 36, which we haven't done in a while.
Makes it, might as well put in
yeah.
Lakeland, right?
And how many miles is that? It's 954, yeah.
Statute.
And that's in a straight line. And we do, I don't know, say
pretty
relatively close to.
Yeah.
Relatively close to a straight line. We usually don't deviate, who knows, between weather, and sometimes we have places we want to visit, sometimes not always a completely straight line, but it's one of the fun things about doing these cross-country trips. I'll let you do the engine pre-flight.
Yeah, we'll do a run up here and check everything out. Like Sebastien was saying, we're in the 750 Cruzer, UL power, 118 horsepower. So we're running it up to 1600, checked right and left ignition. And check our dynon, it's okay. Go back to both, go to the left, both. Controls clear and free. If it'll idle, idles. And we got the fuel selector on the fullest tank. Flaps up. Okay. Just let it warm up just a little bit more, let the oil get into the green, and then we're ready to go.
Yep, my door and seatbelt is good.
Yeah, Mexico traffic, Spermo 750 Zulu Whiskey is going to be departing runway 36, local flight to the north, Mexico.
And we'll check our final. All clear.
Our Cruzer, but you watch the takeoff roll, it's pretty darn short.
Yeah, and this runway here, it's a little annoying because right on liftoff speed, you're hitting this intersection. So it kind of catapults us off a little bit.
Yeah, it goes from asphalt to concrete.
Right.
Oh, I'm pretty late, man. Yeah. See, you do well with that. See, I have a hard time getting off before.
So
you do well with that. Well, it's a bit cooler day today.
It is. Most of the time you hit it right there.
Because it wasn't the wind, not much of a headwind today, but yeah, you did really well on that. So, like I said, you know, we're in our Cruzer, spring day, getting ready to go to the spring break for pilots, which is, you know, Sun and Fun. That's the annual Sun and Fun fly-in Aero Expo, I think they call it now, in Lakeland, Florida. And we've been going to that nearly as long as we've been going to Oshkosh, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
And I think, you know, my dad and mom, I think, were at the very first Sun and Fun, and it was 73 or 74, very first, when it was just a small regional fly-in. And I know coming from Canada, they went down there as much for a winter spring break, like literally like a, you know, summer weather, than for a fly-in. But they've been going there for many, many years. I've been going there many years, and you as well. So it's kind of one of our annual traditions, going to the Sun and Fun fly-in, and you know, the Sun and Fun I equate it to be kind of a smaller Oshkosh, and I know it's probably not a fair comparison because they really are two different events, and each one has its you know, advantages and disadvantages, and so to speak. But it's it really offers a lot of, you know, if you're into light aviation, home-built aircraft, there's just a lot to see and do there for the week, isn't that true?
Exactly, yeah. If you're into building or updating your airplane, yeah, that's the show to go to.
Yeah, and you got all the vendors, whether it's avionics, engine companies, all these guys are there. Kit manufacturers are there. Although sometimes I'm surprised that not all kit manufacturers go there, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's a location, because if you're not in the southeast or even the Midwest like we are, maybe it's a little bit more difficult to get to. But But it's definitely a good show to go to, and being at the beginning of the year, it also it's maybe a little bit easier than the summer for some folks.
Well, I think we lost a lot of the kit vendors after that tornado that one year. So I hate to say it.
You know, that was 2011.
Not names.
2011, right? Yeah, we had a tornado go through. That was, you know, the year we flew home on Delta. That was that was always the one that we don't like to remember too much. Although I always say, what are the odds of it happening again, right? So, but yeah, you know, and at Sun and Fun we do kind of the same things we do at Oshkosh. We do some hands-on things. This year we're going to be a little bit more involved at the workshop area. My son Calvin, every morning, at least, you know, the Tuesday through Friday at least, he'll be there every morning. We'll have some rudder kits there, some binder kits there. So if you're looking at learning to build, as well as also if you're a current builder and you just want to get some tips and hints on do's and don'ts and things like that, Calvin's very knowledgeable about that. And then of course, you know, and we'll have the tools there and show you some little things like that. And we'll even have a few rudder kits if you're interested in, you know, you can't make it out to the factory for one of our rudder workshops, talk to us. We will have a few rudder kits there. I don't know how many we'll have, but we'll have a few. And then of course, you know, Roger and myself and my brother Matt will be at the Zenith booth. And then we always have other additional builders there also to learn more about building and then flying your own airplane. So it's a good opportunity to do that. I'll also be hosting or putting on a few seminars. The first one's going to be just updates about Zenith Aircraft, who we are, and then any updates to share with folks about what we're doing new and different this year. So I always enjoy doing that seminar. And then I also have a seminar on STOL airplanes, form follows function, what makes our Zenith STOL airplanes unique. And then another seminar on sheet metal construction and rivets, basically on more on the building side rather than the aerodynamic side of these airplanes. And then my brother Matt will also be doing an ongoing airworthiness seminar, especially for second owners and the folks that have been flying Zeniths for, you know, 5 or 10 years, you know, about making sure you keep your airplane airworthy. Annual inspections, what to look for, how to fix things if you need to fix things, and so forth. Enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, seeing all the existing customers, meeting the new customers, and yeah, definitely all our vendors and competitors too. We're all one big family.
Yeah,
sure.
we always enjoy doing that, absolutely. And then I know at Sun and Fun they also have I can't remember what they call it, the base camp, bush plane base camp, I think they're calling it this year. And Sheldon Hetherington, he's a 750 flyer. He does a lot of STOL flying, and he's going to be out there all week, and he's a great guy to talk to.
He is.
If you're interested in learning more about backcountry flying, he's the guy to talk to. And I really like Sheldon because he's a relative newbie. You know, he doesn't have thousands and thousands of hours, but he's also a really good student. He likes to learn things and to learn things properly, and he likes to learn from the experts out there. You know, he's really been active in the short takeoff and landing competitions, but he'll be the first one to tell you it's not just about how short you can take off and land. It's about, you know, knowing your airplane really well and flying the airplane right to the limits. And I know he does a demonstration where he just does exactly that. He just flies the airplane right to the limit.
Cherokee 55166, 10 to the south, heading to the north, west to Chillicothe. For field traffic.
So yeah. If those of you visiting at Sun and Fun, make sure you come out and visit with Sheldon in the STOL area. And of course, like as usual, we'll have a handful of Zeniths around, and look. You can sit in the airplanes, look at them, meet with the customers, meet with us, and just learn more about building and flying your own Zenith. So we really look forward to that. And I say this, I think, nearly every time because I think it's true, is, you know, what I personally enjoy the most about these shows is the actual flight, there
Fantastic.
and the flight back.
Well,
It's-
yeah, exactly.
Because the trip, you know, the reason we build and fly airplanes is to spend time in them, and going to Sun and Fun, I always enjoy it because it gives me a full day inside the airplane, so you really
Right.
get to know the airplane a little bit better.
Right.
And you know, day to day, I don't spend that many hours non-stop in the airplanes, and even
Right.
things like comfort, you can kind of spend after spending 8 hours or 10 hours in the airplane, well, are these seats comfortable, or how comfortable are they, and things like that. You can really check out the fuel burn and just a lot of little things about the airplane. And it always surprises me how capable these light airplanes are. That even though they're great backcountry flyers, they are also great cross-country machines, and serious cross-country machines. And then when I look at the cost, the fuel burn and things like that, they're very economical machines also.
And we could make it down there in a day if we had to, but
yeah.
we enjoy 2 to 3 hour flights and stop and grab something to eat, enjoy and learn new airports and meet new people. It's amazing who you meet at these little airports.
It really is. It really is. And I like our style of flying, and I think we become accustomed to, we know where we're going, but we don't really know the next stop.
Right. Yep.
And we spend part of the time in the air is researching that,
Right.
and adapting to the winds. If you have a headwind, obviously you're not going to do it. You don't need to do as long of a leg if you have a headwind. If you have a tailwind, of course, you're going to be quicker, and you can adapt that way. And it's also one of the things that continuously surprises me flying cross country is we have airports all over the place, this country, and we're blessed to have that. And so we don't need to over plan our trip. We can kind of go one step at a time. And not to say we don't want to plan, because you obviously want to plan. You don't want to be stuck without fuel. I remember one year we were kind of disappointed because we stopped at an airport that didn't have fuel, and they didn't have a NOTAM about it, things like that. But
Exactly. Are you ready to head back in, you think, or?
I think so.
Okay.
We can. I'm really enjoying it, especially you're doing all the hard work.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let's go back in. I know we still have a lot of work to do today. And we certainly look forward to seeing all of you at Sun and Fun. And if you have any questions before the show, or of course during or after the show, look us up and join us. And hope you can join us.
Yeah, definitely. Come by the booth for sure. Okay, we got gas, undercarriage, mixture props, seat belts. We're on the fullest tank, so we're good.
Okay, Mexico traffic, Experiment 70 Zulu Whiskey is 2 miles to the north, inbound landing for 36 Mexico.
Yeah, it's certainly coming green again, so it's nice to see that this is spring weather. And in some ways, we always hated to get too green before Sun and Fun because we don't want to miss springtime, because spring in Missouri is really nice.
Well, I think we are this year because it's so much late.
I think
Sun and Fun.
I'm afraid of that too, but we'll see.
And pull back power a little bit, lead off the airspeed, add a little bit of flaps in the wide arc.
Is that your Jeep over there?
Where? It looks like it.
Sure does,
looks
doesn't
like
it?
somebody stole it.
No, that's why I'm
not.
That's why I'm asking. Well, you can follow them if it is.
Right. That's funny because I've never seen another green
I know,
one in
and that's
town.
a 2-door. I think it's a short one. It might be a long one. No, I've seen a 4-door. There's a 4-door that color. That's a nice thing right now. With before the leaves all come out, we can see everything down below.
Right.
Bumpier, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit choppy.
Okay, Mexico traffic, Experiment turning base to final for 36 Mexico.
That's a 2-door.
Yeah, it is a 2-door. It's a short one. Huh. Maybe somebody did take it for a ride.
I doubt it.
Oh, I doubt it too. It's like, but it's still. You still keep your keys in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's a...
I live in Mexico, Missouri.
I know, small town is this way. You don't lose and forget your keys. You
Yeah,
just
you
leave
told
it in the car.
everybody.
Yeah, you need a courtesy car in Mexico. Roger has a nice little bright green Jeep.
But you got to know how to drive a stick shift.
You do, yeah, and
So
you're eliminating all the young people there, right?
Right. All right, we're set up final. There's a bird.
Yeah.
Flaps all the way down. Nice cool air. It's wanting to keep us up. I can tell that.
Yeah. Just amazing over-the-nose visibility of this airplane, isn't it? Even in cross-country and descent like this, just amazing.
Ooh, little downdraft there.
Yeah,
Feel that?
yeah, I did.
Wasn't ready for that one.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fight. And I do look forward to another year of summer, you know, getting into summer, spring and summer of flying. It'll be a good year for that. And again, take the opportunity to invite everybody out to visit us at Zenith, go flying with Roger for a demo flight. Come out to the factory for a workshop, tour the factory, learn more about building and flying your own airplane. We really love doing this. And coming into spring and summer is always a little bit nicer than winter, but year-round we're pretty active. Nice thing, we can leave our hangar doors open during the day now, so it just makes it a little bit more welcoming. Well, we had a gentleman come in from Oshkosh today, right?
We did.
Quite a distance to be coming to visit the factory, and it's kind of an honor. All the way from Oshkosh.
Okay.